If you're launching your first online store and you're torn between letting Storebuild.ai build everything for you or taking the classic Shopify do-it-yourself route, choosing the wrong option here can waste time, money, and most importantly, momentum. In the next few minutes, you'll see exactly which option gets new sellers profitable faster and the reasons behind it. Now, these two platforms are incredibly powerful given what they're capable of. Storebuild.ai is basically an AI e-commerce store builder that combines the power of Shopify and Zendrop and gives you a fully built functional Shopify store in less than 5 minutes throughout the whole process. And then when we look at Shopify, which is basically allowing you to do the same thing, the only big difference with this one though is that you have to do all the heavy lifting. Both of these platforms use the same e-commerce engine, but they serve different types of users. Shopify gives you total control. Every design choice, every product listing, every integration is completely in your hands. That's powerful, but also overwhelming if you're just getting started with this. Storebuild.ai simplifies everything by building your entire Shopify store completely for you, installs a professional theme, preloads 20 winning products, and connects directly to Zendrop for full fulfillment. You still own the Shopify store, but you don't have to waste weeks figuring out how to set it up in the first place. Shopify, on the other hand, is ideal if you want complete creative control and, of course, don't mind doing some of the heavy lifting. You'll start with a blank store and customize everything manually: product selection, design, layout, integrations, and even the branding associated with it. This gives you more flexibility, but it also means more time, more decisions, and oftentimes more of a cost associated. You'll likely need third-party apps, paid themes, and product research tools just to reach the same starting point that Storebuild.ai gives you completely for free. For experienced sellers, Shopify's flexibility here is pretty unmatched, but for beginners, it's easy to get stuck before you even launch your first store. The biggest difference between the two comes down to automation versus customization. Storebuild.ai is pretty much fully automated. It builds the store, adds the products, connects fulfillment, and even applies a proven layout designed to convert. That means fewer decisions, fewer expenses, and of course, faster time to launch your storefront. Shopify basically gives you endless customization options, but it puts the burden of execution entirely on you. If your priority is to get started fast with a professional setup and zero guesswork, Storebuild.ai gives you a great shortcut for that. Of course, if you want more control over your store, Shopify might be the better option. Now, one of the other major factors to consider here is going to be pricing. Storebuild.ai builds your entire store completely for free. You only have to pay for your Shopify subscription, which starts at just $1 for your first month of using it. Of course, when using the promo link down in the description. There are no design fees, no theme costs, and no product research tools required for this. Shopify alone doesn't charge for setup either, but once you factor in any other tools that you might need alongside this, the overall price could start adding up quite quickly. Storebuild.ai does remove those upfront costs and streamlines the launch process, making it a smarter starting point for new sellers on a tighter budget. If product sourcing is where you feel stuck, Storebuild.ai solves this by immediately preloading your store with 20 high converting products. These items are handpicked based on real sales data and are ready to sell completely from day one. You don't need to browse supplier sites, test ideas, or wonder what will actually work. Also, it connects directly with Zendrop so you can fulfill orders without dealing with any inventory. With Shopify alone, you'll need to find products yourself, connect a supplier manually, and set everything up through separate apps entirely. That's a pretty steep learning curve, especially if you've never done that before. Now that we've talked about some of their core features and how both of these platforms work, I'm going to show you how to get started with them and how to build your very first store with each of these. First things first, we'll be starting with Storebuild.ai. The first thing you want to do to get started with Storebuild.ai is by using the link down in the description. When you click that link, you should be brought to a page that looks something like this. As you can see, we can create our Shopify store for free in just 5 minutes of using this application. I'll simply pick which niche that I want to be in, and for this example, I'll just go ahead and use the example niche of pets, enter in my first name, my email address, and then of course my phone number, and then just like that, I can get started with them. Once you enter in your personal details, you'll be taken to this page where you'll start a 6-step process in picking what you want your store to actually look like. This includes things like the theme, the colors, and and even some of the accents as well. As you can see, the first thing we'll have us pick is a color that we want to go with. Once you hit the next button, it will then ask you what kind of banner you want to go with. I personally like this banner, so we'll go ahead and hit the next button, and then AI will start building our storefront. And just like that, our e-commerce store is now ready to go. I'll simply click on the Claim My Store Now button, which will take me to this page, which is creating our Shopify account and setting up the actual back end of our storefront. Make sure, of course, to activate your Shopify account. If you don't do this, this can actually end up making your store not usable. So it's really important that you actually make sure that you have your Shopify subscription ready to go, as well as having your Zendrop also activated in the process. Once again, you don't need to spend any crazy money for this. Most of the Shopify plans come with a 3-month plan that's only $1 a month for that plan, and it's honestly a super awesome service that makes things super easy to get started with them. Now, on the complete opposite side, if you want to get started with Shopify, once again, make sure you use that link down in the description. When you click that link, you should be brought to a page that looks something like this. I'm going to enter in my email address and I'll be able to start my free trial without having to even put my credit card details in. Once you click that button, they will then ask you a series of questions that you'll have to answer in order to actually build your store properly and make sure everything is set up in the correct manner. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to skip this customized setup, which will then take you to my free trial where I just simply have to create a quick password and then hit create Shopify account. And once again, these are the pricing plans we were talking about. And as you can see, they're only $1 for your first 3 months of use. But if you don't want to do anything yet, you can skip this and you'll be stuck with the basic light version of Shopify, which won't give you access to full features, but it will allow you to start messing around with some of their internal website builders. Now, next thing I'll do here is head over to the online store button. And then inside of the online store button, this is where I can start editing what my store actually looks like. Now, they have a bunch of themes that you can choose from. In my opinion, I think the Dawn theme, which is the default theme, is actually a pretty good choice. I'll hit the customize button, which will take me inside of their website editor. Inside of their website editor, I can now start making any changes I would like to this storefront, whether I want to change this little page right here, or even add a new sign up banner, or any of the other things that I can think of. I can simply click on the sections button, then add section, which will give me a bunch of different sections that I can add: feature collections, featured products, collection lists, rich text, image with text, image banners, and so on and so forth. This is a super awesome, easy way to continually update my website and have a very easy interface to interact with. And at the end of the day, those are pretty much the main differences. If you guys have questions about either of these platforms, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Also, remember the links down in the description are affiliate links, and we could financially benefit from your support. So thank you so much for supporting more videos like this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.